Every generation grows up under warnings. Some are whispered at the dinner table. Some are repeated by teachers in classrooms. Some are shouted from television screens, newspapers, and magazine covers. We were warned about things that would end the world, things that would destroy our health, things that would quietly ruin the future before we even realized what was happening. And at the time, these warnings didn't feel silly. They didn't feel exaggerated. They felt real. People worried. People argued. People changed how they lived. Today, we're counting down 10 of the biggest things they warned us about and asking one calm, honest question. What really happened? Some fears vanished. Some were misunderstood. Some were exaggerated. And one may have quietly saved the world. Let's begin. Number 10. The radiation in your pocket. At one point, people were convinced this would kill us slowly. Not in an explosion, not in a dramatic moment, but quietly, invisibly, over years. Every phone call, every text message, every device pressed against your head. They warned the radiation would cause brain cancer, that the damage would take decades to appear, that by the time we noticed, it would already be too late. Now pause for a moment. Look around you. Almost everyone you know carries a phone. Many people have used one daily for 20 or 30 years. If the warning had been right, we would see the consequences by now. But we didn't. Cancer rates didn't spike. Brain tumors didn't surge. Study after study followed millions of people, and the feared pattern never appeared. The radiation simply wasn't strong enough to damage DNA. One of the biggest modern health scares didn't end with an announcement. It ended quietly, buried under years of data. Number 9. The planet that was supposed to end everything. This one came with dates, specific dates, a mysterious hidden planet, a secret orbit, a collision that would wipe out life on Earth. They called it Nibiru. Videos spread fast. Fear spread faster. Some people stocked food. Others withdrew money. A few genuinely believed they wouldn't see the next year. And then the day arrived. Nothing happened. Then another date came. Still nothing. Astronomers explained something simple. A planet big enough to hit Earth could not hide. Its gravity would affect everything around it. We would see it long before impact. Nibiru wasn't science. It was fear, dressed up as mystery, repeated until it felt real. And when the dates passed, the fear quietly moved on, without apology. Number 8. Video games will turn kids violent. For years, parents were terrified of screens. They were told video games were training children to kill, that pixels would erase empathy, that violence on a screen would become violence in real life. News programs played dramatic clips. Politicians demanded action. Parents worried they were raising a dangerous generation. It felt urgent. It felt serious. But science doesn't rush. And when long-term studies finally arrived, the story changed. Kids who played violent games were not more violent. Crime didn't rise alongside gaming. Aggression stayed mostly the same. The fear wasn't rooted in evidence. It was rooted in unfamiliarity. The same fear once aimed at comic books, rock music, television. The warning faded. The games stayed. Number 7. The Ice Age that never came. In the 1970s, people feared the opposite of what we fear today. Cold. Magazine covers warned the Earth was cooling. Some articles suggested a new ice age was beginning. People imagined frozen crops, advancing glaciers, civilizations slowly grinding to a halt under ice. It sounded terrifying. But behind the scenes, most climate scientists were already measuring something else: rising carbon dioxide, long-term warming trends. The cooling narrative spread because it was simple, easy to understand, easy to fear. As decades passed, the truth became impossible to ignore. The planet didn't freeze, it warmed. Record by record, the Ice Age scare became a reminder that headlines can move faster than consensus. Number 6. The acid rain panic. At one point, people believed rain itself was becoming deadly. Acid rain was blamed for dying forests, dead lakes, and collapsing ecosystems. Images of barren trees filled the news. It felt unstoppable. But something unusual happened. Power plants reduced emissions. Pollution controls improved. Regulations were enforced. The rain didn't destroy the planet. The damage slowed, then stabilized. The crisis didn't disappear because it was fake. It disappeared because humans adjusted, quietly, without fanfare. Number 5. The population bomb. This was one of the most frightening warnings ever made.
Overpopulation, so long predicted, has stolen upon us. It's getting worse week by week.
Experts said the world was growing too fast, that farms couldn't keep up, that hundreds of millions would starve. They called it the population bomb. This fear wasn't fringe. It was taught in schools, printed in books, repeated on television. People genuinely believed famine was inevitable. But while panic spread, innovation moved faster. New seeds were developed. Farming technology improved, irrigation expanded, harvests didn't shrink, they exploded. The famine never arrived. Instead, the population grew and stayed fed. One of the biggest disasters ever predicted simply didn't happen. Number 4. Killer bees. At one point, this sounded like a horror movie. Africanized killer bees marching north, wiping out towns, killing everything in their path. News reports were dramatic. The name alone was terrifying, but reality was quieter. The bees spread slowly. They were aggressive but manageable. People adapted. The apocalypse never came. The fear faded into pop culture memory. Number 3. Y2K and the Midnight Collapse. As the year 2000 approached, fear grew. People said computers would fail, planes would fall from the sky, banks would collapse overnight. Some stocked food, others withdrew cash. Then midnight arrived, and nothing happened. Not because the fear was foolish, but because programmers quietly fixed the problem beforehand. The disaster didn't occur because people acted early, and when nothing happened, the fear disappeared. Number 2. Screens and the lost generation. This warning hasn't completely faded. People said screens would rot brains, destroy attention spans, and real human connection. Some concerns were valid, some effects were real, but the apocalyptic version never arrived. Kids didn't lose the ability to think. Society didn't collapse. The truth landed somewhere in the middle, complex, nuanced, manageable. Number 1. The ozone hole, the warning that worked. This one matters most. In the 1980s, scientists discovered a hole in the ozone layer. Without it, harmful UV radiation would increase, skin cancer would rise, life would suffer. This warning was real, and something rare happened. The world listened. Countries banned harmful chemicals. Industries adapted. Science guided policy. Years later, satellites showed something extraordinary: healing. The ozone hole began shrinking. The disaster never happened because the warning was taken seriously. No panic, no apocalypse, just action. Looking back, one thing becomes clear. Warnings aren't lies. They're guesses about the future. Some overestimate danger, some misunderstand risk, and some quietly save the world without applause. The past wasn't foolish. It was cautious, and we're still doing the same thing today. So the real question isn't, why were they wrong? It's, which warnings today will seem ridiculous tomorrow, and which ones will quietly protect us before we even realize it? What warnings do you remember? Tell us in the comments. And if you enjoy calm, thoughtful stories like this, subscribe for more journeys through forgotten fears and unexpected truths.